to this beat.
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Hey, yo, we got a good one today, y'all. I said we got a good one today. Y'all, we are breaking down the South Carolina women's basketball team as we move forward after 9 basketball games. Where do we actually stand after 9 games? We're like a quarter of the season in now. We have a little bit of data of where a lot of basketball teams are. You have some basketball teams who are still playing some weak non-conference schedule, so we don't really know, in some terms of where they really are. But in terms of South Carolina being number 6 in the net ranking, having a strength of schedule of 71st, playing 3 teams in quadrant 1 and 2-1 in those basketball games and 2 teams in quadrant 2, that gives you a little bit of data of where we actually stand. And I kind of like that because you when you actually do play some teams and actually put yourself out there to be vulnerable, that means something in basketball. So you have some basketball teams who still won't know where they are into conference play because they are afraid to play some basketball teams. That's just the reality of the situation. And it is what it is. You got some teams that have and that are so-called great basketball teams with a strength of schedule of 300. You can't tell me you're a great basketball team if your strength of schedule is 300. You can't. It's only 363 teams in the country. So if your strength of schedule is 300, you haven't played anybody. You haven't. So you can miss me when you say that you are a great basketball team. You can miss me when you say you got all these crazy stats and that you're playing great and you're setting all these records and all those things like that. That's not the actual case. It's not the actual case because you haven't played anyone. But in terms of South Carolina, we lost the game. We lost the game by 2 points. It's not the end of the world. Offensively right now, we're 11th in the country, offensive rating. 4th in the country in field goal percentage. We're 6th in the country in assist to turnover ratio. 7th in assists per game and 11th in 3-point percentage. 13th in offensive rebounder percentage. We are playing, really good basketball against some really good basketball teams. I like that. Do we have our flaws? Do we have our weaknesses? Of course we do. That's what you're supposed to be revealed in November, December basketball. You don't want that to be revealed in January when you're in conference play. Like, dang, where's that basketball team that was dominating against inferior talent? No, you want to see what's wrong with your basketball team before conference play. When you actually, especially the SEC, when you got 16 quality basketball teams in the best conference in the country, you want to know where you stand. Carolina, last year, we were average in rebounding. This year, much better. 13th in offensive rebounding percentage, 13th in 2-point percentage, 17th in fewest turnovers per basketball game. Those are all great stats. All great stats offensively. Now, I got some problems in terms of certain things in our offense. I do. I'm still not, terrific with the pace of play. Right now, we're 103rd in pace of play. I want that to be better. I want at least 75th. I'd be happy it was 50th in terms of the fastest basketball teams in terms of pace of play. But I will say this right here. I think it will get, as the team gets more comfortable with each other, I think that's going to change. But it's not going to happen overnight. It's not. Assist percentage, we're 107th in assist percentage. I think that needs to be better. But that comes with being more comfortable playing with other players. That's going to happen. Now, we had multiple changes from last season. We've had new players. We've had players that has been in and out of the lineup. It happens. It really does. We are leaning more on our starters than we've had to do in many, many years. And I think we're doing it too much. I think we're playing our starters too much. I think we need to lean on those 5-star recruits that we have, and Maddy and Adhel and Maryam. Maryam didn't even play last basketball game. So I have my issues with that. Agot obviously was in concussion protocol, so she didn't play. But I have my issues. In the game against North, everybody's going to play. We're going to win by at least 50, 60 points against North Carolina Central. That is what it is. But when we play quality basketball games against quality basketball teams, we have to lean more into our bench. We have to. And it might be uncomfortable. But this Louisville game, if it told me anything, when we play so many minutes, when you're getting Tessa playing 38 minutes, you're getting Raven playing 38 minutes, you have, 35 minutes, 37 minutes for our starters, that's too many minutes. So what happens is you end up suffering on the defensive end. Right now, Carolina's defense is 22nd in defensive rating. We ain't winning no championship with no 22nd in defensive rating. That ain't happening. It ain't going to happen. But real talk, the reason why we ain't as sharp, communication issues for sure, being more comfortable, got it. Also, too many minutes being played. If you playing 38 minutes on offense, you can't play 38 minutes of Carolina defense? Nah, man. You can't. It's impossible. You are physically unable to do that. And it's happening on the defensive end. Last year before last, when Tessa was playing 20, 21 minutes per game, she was nice on defense. Now folks are saying that Tessa took a step back on the defensive end. You know why? Because she's playing too many minutes. She's playing the most minutes as a Gamecock. She's averaging 32 minutes per basketball game. Like I mentioned before, the previous game, she played 38 minutes. She's not going to be as sharp. She's asked to do more on the offensive end. She delivered against Louisville with 20 points. I've been asking Tessa, the last 2 basketball games I went to at Carolina, I asked Tessa, can you give me 20? And you know what she said? I'm trying. Well, she gave me 20 in Louisville, and she was balling on the offensive end. On the defensive end, not so much. But the way it's constituted right now with these Gamecocks, if we are playing 5 players, and that's real what we played against Louisville, Ayla McDowell came off the bench and played the most minutes, 8 minutes. We playing 5 players against great teams. Against Texas and Duke in Las Vegas. We saw this trend happening. We did. And those were back-to-back games. Now, what Thanksgiving night, Texas basically played 6 players to play 7. Against Louisville, it was scaled back even more for us. It was a tough stretch. It's very tough stretch for Carolina in basketball games. We got a quote-unquote little break, with Central, North Carolina Central on Sunday. We're not going to play, any highly rated teams until January. As it stands right now, we'll play Penn State, we'll play Providence, we'll play South Florida. None of those teams, put any fear in Gamecock fans at all. But our defense got to play better. 22nd in defensive rating. No. Now, we are 5th in blocks. We're 8th in field goal percentage allowed. We're 10th in 2-point percentage allowed. We're 11th in total rebounding percentage. Those are stats, especially the rebounding percentage, where it was an issue last season that has improved. 47th in 3-point percentage allowed. All great stats. 98th in defensive rebounding percentage. 214th in steals per basketball game. We're not putting as much pressure on the ball. We're not. Playing a lot of minutes, y'all. Until Dawn Staley trust this bench or until the bench proves himself. This is going to be a reoccurring thing against great basketball teams. The bench has been shortened tremendously this season. It has. Now, I mentioned that Tessa Johnson has been playing the most minutes, 32 minutes. She gave you 13 points, 51% for the field, shooting 49% for 3 on 5, 3-point attempts. She's balling. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a couple of turnovers. She's doing what she does. 3rd in the SEC in 3-point percentage and 7th in the SEC in overall 3-point field goals made. She is balling. Offensively, 130 offensive rating, defensive rating 87.6. That's not Tessa Johnson in terms of defense. No. But this is also the most minutes that she's ever played. But here's the thing. We have not had a player to average 32 minutes for South Carolina in some time. And so far, Tessa Johnson in her year of starting is doing that. Joyce Edwards, 30 minutes, 19 points per game. Still shooting 56% for the field, 64% from the free throw line, getting you 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Joyce is balling. 5th in the SEC in points per game, 7th in the SEC in field goal percentage, 10th in the SEC in blocks per game. She's balling. Offensive rating 123.2 and the defensive rating is 78.5. Her defensive rating is the best better than it was last season. Overall net rating of 44.7. Tonight, Latson, 30 minutes per game. See the recurring thing? 16 points, 53% from the field, higher than it ever was at Florida State. So y'all can miss me, but whoever says that she is not performing like she was at Florida State, she is. She's just taking less shots. 53% from the field on 11 attempts, 44% from 3 on 2 attempts. She last season at Florida State, check the stats, she shot 34% from 3. This year, she's shooting 44% from 3. Still shooting 79% from the free throw line on 5 attempts, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Still doing what she does. Raven Johnson, best season of her career, 29 minutes per game, 9 points, shooting 51% from the field on 7 attempts, shooting 47% from 3 on 2 attempts per game. Let me say that one more again. Raven Johnson shooting 47% from the 3-point line on 2 attempts per game. Still getting you 4 rebounds per game. Still getting you 7 assists per basketball game. Still getting you 1 steal, 1 block. Has an offensive rating of 132.3, has a defensive rating of 80, which is high for her. But she's also 4th in the SEC in assists per. She's 5th in the SEC in assist percentage. She is playing all SEC basketball and is rising up the draft charts. Madina has been the SEC player of the year so far. 27 minutes, 15 points, 62% from the field on 11 attempts, leading the conference in rebounding at 11.3 rebounds per basketball game, getting you 2 blocks, getting you a steal, getting you an assist. She is balling. 1st in the SEC in total rebounds, also 9th in the country in total rebounds per basketball game. 3rd in the SEC in field goal percentage, 13th in the country in field goal percentage. 5th in the SEC in blocks per game. 5th in the SEC in defensive rating. She has been terrific this season for the South Carolina women's basketball team. Through 9 basketball games, come on, y'all. You can ask for more from her. You really can't. You're getting 15 and 11 in 27 minutes while also playing outstanding defense, 5th in the conference in defensive rating. Come on now. But it's about to get turned. Things about to pop in terms of conference play. We got Alabama, January the 1st, New Year's Day, January January 1st, 2026. Alabama's right now 23rd in that ranking. Great basketball team. 127 strength of schedule. Okay. 24th in offensive rating. 31st in defensive rating. That's going to be a battle. Glad it's going to be at home. Florida. I think Florida's undefeated right now. 45th in that ranking. 90th in strength of schedule. We got to go to Florida. 83rd in offensive rating. Solid defense, though. 29th in defensive rating. Georgia. Just watch Georgia and Alabama on football. Georgia and women's basketball, 31st in net ranking. We play them January 11th at home. Okay, 43rd in offensive rating and 8th in defensive rating. We'll see what's up with Georgia. We'll see what they got going on. Texas, one more time. January 15th. Can't wait to play Texas again. Had a terrific time in Vegas. Chopping it up with the Texas fans. Having a ball. So much fun. Watching two great basketball teams go toe-to-toe. You know, and I sat with the Texas fans. I like doing that. I really do. I like sitting with the Texas. I like sitting with opposing fans because, you know, I give out energy. They give out energy. But at the end of the day, we're watching great women's basketball. And I had so much fun. It's not often where, you know, I go to sporting events with my wife and everything. And after the game, we're giving other opposing, you know, fans hugs. It's not often. But that's how it was at Texas game. It was you just watching a great battle. And we're going to have another battle, except this time it's going to be at home. It's going to be at the crib. Now, Texas, 4th in offensive rating right now and 23rd in defensive rating and 36 in strength of schedule. It's going to be a battle once again. Should we have beaten Texas? We should have beaten Texas. We should have, but we didn't. We lost that basketball game. Louisville probably saying the same thing. They said they should have beat South Carolina, but they didn't. They lost. And it happens. Oklahoma, 24th in the net ranking. We got them January 22nd, where we are going there. And that crazy pace that they do. Aaliyah Chavez, you will see Agot McCurr once again. Last time you saw her, it wasn't too nice for you. Just keeping it real. Last time I saw Aaliyah Chavez and Agot was putting clamps on her. I think she'd do the same thing. In terms of Oklahoma, 37th in offensive rating, 31st in offensive in defensive rating, 286 in strength of schedule. They ain't played nobody just yet. It'll all balance out though, because conference play is coming. It's happening. When it's all said and done. When it's all said and done, it's going down. It will be determined. Eventually, in the SEC, everybody got to play each other. And in some cases, you got to play a team twice. Like LSU. LSU got to play Texas 2 times. So we'll see how good they are. We'll see how good Texas is. Well, I ain't going to say we'll see how good Texas is because I know Texas is a really good basketball team. We'll see how good LSU is. We'll see how good Oklahoma. I love how you have to play everybody in conference play. You can't pick and choose. No more. You can't run. You will be found in the SEC. Georgia's, the Alabamas, the Vanderbilts, all these different basketball teams has to come see us. You have to come see Carolina. And here's the thing. You better get us early. Texas got us early. You better get us early. Because when these young ladies figure this thing out, when these young ladies figure this thing out, and in April, it's all right to get us in November. It is okay. There's no shame in losing whatsoever. We'll see y'all again. January 15th, Texas, Colonial Life Arena, 18,000 fans. We'll see what's up. With that being said, this concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will as I continue to bring that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will.